Welcome to Kastor'sCorner.com. I'm your host, Cleo, for another Toy of the Day. Here on our YouTube channel, you can follow us. We are at Kastor's Corner on all social media. You can check out a full gallery of this new toy on Kastor'sCorner.com. You can check out the Cornercast podcast. New episodes coming soon. We're just recording getting a couple weeks ahead, and we'll be publishing them very, very soon. So catch up on old episodes up on Apple Podcasts and subscribe to that and subscribe to this. Really, we really appreciate all the help and subscriptions and new followers, and it helps us kind of share what's going on and the excitement for the stuff like this. So, what do we got for you today? Literally, in the door, just opened it, brought it from the door to here, and so we're going to take a look at this new Hulk Hogan. Now, this is one of the Ultimate Editions, so it's a little pricier. It's about $30. This was a fan takeover, so this was one of the ones that was voted by the fans, and so 35%. It was close, 35 to 35 to 29. So it was either WCW debut, his 96 look, or WrestleMania 9, and WrestleMania 9 won out. Classic yellow and red Hogan here, and this is the second Ultimate Hogan we've gotten in the last year, because we did the Blue Lightning one, and this one's much closer to the classic look that Hogan, the red and yellow that he's always had. I think he's a problematic person at the moment between all the documentaries that are coming out and everything. But there's no doubt of his impact on the wrestling world, and how that affected kind of where WWE has gone since then. And I think it's a really good figure, and it kind of stands up there with a lot of the other figures I have. And I don't know, this might actually be my Ultimate Hulk Hogan. I don't know if I need another one after this, to be honest with you. So we'll see. So Ultimate Packaging, I did not realize the first time I opened one of them, they are made to be opened and then put back together if you'd like to keep them stored in the box. So I learned on my last one how to actually open them. So there's you don't have to cut it like the normal way. It opens. It's like a hinge door. I know most of you that have these know this already. It was a discovery I made because most of the time I open these in the car. This was an Amazon exclusive. I think it's the Amazon exclusive. That was problematic for the ordering too. It went up and then went down and then went up and then went down and then was up. And you can see it, but then you couldn't order it. And then it went up for like a day. And so I got one of the early orders and he showed up earlier. So that's what it is. So we will show you how the Ultimate Packaging works if you are not familiar with it, like I wasn't, and you can see how cool it is to kind of open it up. Like it opens like a book. So peel it back, make sure nothing falls as I open this up. So did I miss a piece of tape? No, I got it. Nope, I did. I missed a piece of tape somewhere. Oh, down here. There we go. I could hear it peeling. So opens up like a book. There you go. He's got some sayings on there. What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you? At the bottom also has another one, which is, I'm gonna try to read it on the screen because it's easier to see it that way. Say your prayers and take your vitamins. Very big part of it with him and Mr. T and all that. And it's a really nice packaging job. He's got the championship belt. He's got his shirt. He's got a couple different head looks. The idea here is during WrestleMania, he ended up with a black eye. So this head has a black eye. So let's get him out of the package. Hey, get my drawer, my standout. So I'll admit, I'm not sure if I ever saw Hogan wrestle, which is kind of funny because I remember a lot of things. I don't remember seeing him. I remember there were periods of time where he wasn't wrestling or he wouldn't come to house shows or he didn't do that back in the 80s. Oh, we got a really loose arm here. First out of the gate, right out of the gate. Just cannot hold that. Let's see how the rest of them. The rest of them is okay. I think and I don't know. I can be a little critical about it. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's just like everything can't always be perfect. We want it to be, as long as the paint looks good. I think as long as the sculpting looks good, I can do with a loose joint. I think there are ways around it. Some of you have informed me on how to do it. So there he is in his ring attire with the Hulkster on his belt, weight belt there. Helping the aging, balding Hulk Hogan with his bandana. It says Hulkmania on it. Yeah, I think that's one of the things. Like, there are things I can excuse. I mean, there are things that are kind of acceptable where maybe, and being an Amazon exclusive and a harder to get Amazon exclusive, most of the time, things like this, they'll just refund you. So you're not going to get a replacement, which kind of, you have to kind of weigh your options there. I don't like to modify my figures. So even the thought of kind of fixing that loose joint is something that I probably wouldn't do normally, because I think there's a cycle to my collection where there are times where I kind of let go, because I got rid of all my wrestling figures for a while. I kept like one or two, got rid of most of them. And so I like to kind of keep them as mint as I can out of the package. I like to open them all up because, again, I would not know about this if I hadn't opened them. So there he is. He's got a shirt. It's got the seam up the front and the cuts in the back like he would from the 80s. What's nice about it is you can do the classic Hogan ripping his shirt open that they show on the back of the package with that. If I can get it in his hands. Nicely set up. No, I can't. I will pose him that way though. But having the rip in the front allows him to kind of rip it open like you would going into the match, or when he's getting all hulked up. What I'm excited about that they did not include with that other one that came out at the beginning of the year was they gave him his hands, his pointers, the famous Hogan finger wag. Finger in your face, you know you're in trouble. When he points and he starts shaking his head and he starts getting all excited and the bandana comes off and pulls his hair back. We got a couple different portraits. We have the yelling with the black eye. We have the smiling one. And then we have like the neutral mad one. And I want to say the finger wag, I think, definitely goes much better. That's a tight joint there. Finger wag definitely goes better with this one. I think this is kind of like the stern look, like no, you're I'm getting you. And then he gets fists, which are fine, but he also gets the other hand. Struggle to get it out of the package. He gets his other one. The wristbands come off. So those come right off. And he's got, let's see if we can do it. He should be able to. Right? He can do that. He can do his posing. Although that joint's a little bit weak. So you get a lot of posability with these Ultimates. The weight belt can come off. He definitely can do that pose. Let's see if we can get it. Nope, that's the other hand. So I'm happy to have him. I've been kind of going back and forth on whether or not I want to get a Macho Man. And I think after getting this, I might need one and an Andre, like an actual. I want them to do an Ultimate Andre. I really do. But you get this pose out of them. You can get a lot of different poses, with all the different hands. It allows you to do it. The joints allow you a lot of flexibility in it. You could do the big leg drop on anybody. So I know I'm posing them a little bit because I'm just taking them out for the first time and kind of moving it around and stuff. But honestly, I think this is kind of the ultimate Hogan figure. I think there's a couple others coming out. We saw a couple. That's gonna bother me. There's a couple other coming out. There's one with Mr. T coming out. There's another one coming out at Target. So you got a few other options for Hogan, but this one just kind of is like the classic look for him, the iconic look with the bandana and everything, the shirt. So I think it's a good choice. I think it's worth it to get it if you can. And the resale value or the upcharge on these, get it while you can. The Rock that they did earlier in the year went from $30 to about $250. So there's definitely some value in getting them when you can for the resale market if you're going to get rid of them at some point. But also not wanting to track them down. So you can check out a full gallery of this guy up on castorscorner.com. You can follow us. We are at Kastor's Corner on all social media. And you can check out the Cornercast podcast. New episodes coming very soon, so catch up on old ones. And subscribe to the channel. The more we get subscribed, the more cool things we get to do, and then we get to share them with you. And as always, castorscorner.com for everything. And you can, all our links are below. And as we say every night, Jaxie, we love you and we miss you. And we really wish you were here. And we'll see you tomorrow night for another Toy of the Day here on castorscorner.com. Have a good night, everybody.